All right, everyone, welcome to the webinar today. We are following two big documents today. These are the two key documents that we have in the core program and at our office to help you every day. If you were to ask me what the number one tool is that we give you at Exit Strategy that you need as a real estate agent, no matter where you are, that tool would be your CRM. And here at our office, of course, that's Promo Shop. And I'm excited to be a part of the beta test for the new vast updates to Promo Shop that are coming out. But we have a great CRM product for you. We know about that. What none of us are fully 100% doing yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting to about 90%, but none of us are 100% on yet, is the daily use of the lead tracker and the greatness tracker. I took a look at my timing as I prepared for this today, and I've decided to actually give you both documents at once. If you are not already on our coaching program Facebook page that's private to our office, please get on that page now. And I'm going to show you, not right now, but as soon as possible, if you don't already have access to that page, I'm going to go ahead and show you that page right now to show you where this actually lives in our real estate world. So the Team Libert coaching page, if you need access to either the greatness tracker or the lead tracker, you can always message me at any time. However, the quickest way to access the greatness tracker and the lead tracker, those raw templates, are to go within our office coaching page, which is teamlibert.com, which forwards you to the Facebook page for this. And then you go in here and you go under Files. And under Files, this is all the different files that we have. And if you look right there, there's the lead tracker and the greatness tracker. So you can download those and you can edit those yourself. And that is where we're going to be talking today. So we're going to talk about both the lead tracker and the greatness tracker today. I originally had this split up into two segments, but I'm so passionate about this, I want you to do this now with us in one fell swoop. So, and also, one more thing about the Facebook group before we get into the actual documents themselves. Go under units, and in the units conversation, you will see different things, different posts, different conversations, and we're going to have a lot more coming to you in the core coaching area as we progress. But the two main documents here are the lead tracker and the greatness tracker. So let's jump into those right now. We're going to start off with the greatness tracker. The greatness tracker is what you use every day in your real estate business. So when you sit down to start your 2 hours of prospecting, your 2 hours of lead generation a day, you need to have, first and foremost, your greatness tracker open. Now, if you have been with us a while, you may remember that for a while, we were doing the greatness tracker on paper. That this Excel spreadsheet essentially, or this Google sheet, depending on how you use this, was printed out and we use it in what we call the Blue Beast. A lot of agents are still using the Blue Beast. I have no problem with you printing these out and putting these on paper and doing a 3-ring binder. But my question to you is, are you really taking that 3-ring binder with you home? Are you doing it when you're sitting at a closing? Are you leaving that binder somewhere? Are you leaving the papers around and you're not doing this form? So I eventually took the Excel spreadsheet and I opened up Google Sheets on my phone. So I downloaded the Google Sheets app. And then that way I have access to my greatness tracker and also my lead tracker through Google Drive at any time. So if you don't use Google Drive, start using it. If you're not using Google Sheets, start using it. Because what I found was I could forget that greatness tracker, the paper one, at the office. I wouldn't want to go out to my car at night, or I'd start making my phone calls and forget it in my car in the morning. And I'm like, this is just getting messy. And in the meantime, now if you use Google Sheets, you can actually track this on your phone, and then the document syncs up with your Google Drive document automatically, so that you've got the updated version wherever you are. This was a breakthrough for me. I only started doing this in June. I was using paper before. So if you look at this now, you have this very clean, typed up thing that if you're working with me, if you're joining our 411 accountability on Tuesdays, if you're in any of our programs at the office, this is a great tool to communicate that looks a heck of a lot better than handwriting. If you've got more questions on that later, let me know. But otherwise, this greatness tracker is so key to your business. When you sit down and say you're doing 2 hours of lead generation a day, are you really? This document helps track it. So I am big into transparency. I'm big into accountability. So I'm going to show you my actual last week of August, the lead tracker for me. And so I'm going to explain, here's where I fell off, here's where I did good, and just have a good conversation with you guys. So this is my last week of August, and this document has multiple pieces to it. So I go in every week and I change the title I put my name in there and I put what week. Probably should have added that it's 2018 on here, because obviously I'm saving these over time so I can track my progress. So maybe go back and figure out what was going on that week, because it's going to directly correspond to your future leads. We'll talk about the lead tracker in a moment. So this greatness tracker, it tracks multiple things. It tracks face-to-face. So I'm going to go through with my cursor and talk about each item. Face-to-face. This is when you run into someone in the grocery store, when you have a conversation at the gas station, when you are at a restaurant and you run into an old friend. You're not sitting down with them for 20 minutes or a half hour. That's going to be a different conversation. But this is a face that says, hey, how are you? It's good to see you. Let's make plans soon. That casual 2 to 5 minute conversation where you run into someone face to face, meet them at a networking event. You pull them aside. So it's not just a passing hello. You pull them aside and you have a face-to-face conversation, but it's not a sit down. It is not a serious, long-term, detailed conversation. It's a quick catch-up. So these face-to-faces, as you have them throughout the day, you can quickly note that you did. I do not put down people's first and last names. I will put down maybe their initials, or most likely what I do is I put down their first name and the first initial of their last name, because otherwise most of my clients, it would run on too long. It would cut off as I type it up. But face-to-faces, you need to be having several each day. Some days I don't. Quite frankly, I have my showings. I don't have showings some days. I'm tired. I don't go to the grocery store and I go home. So that happens. But I'm expecting you, CORE is expecting you to have 15 face-to-faces a week, which means that's some pretty heavy networking. This potential week, or this particular week, I did 9. So CORE gives you a standard. That's pre-typed by them. And then you'll notice the difference in the handwriting, the italic, or kind of like the blue-purple ink. That's, at least in my Google Drive and my Google Sheets, what it defaults to when I open up a Google Sheet and type. I had 9 that week. I had 9 face-to-face meetings. Break bread. What's a break bread? Break bread is, well, when you sit down and break bread. Now, maybe you're on a low-carb diet. Maybe you don't like to eat at particular places. Break bread is also a coffee, a sit-down conversation. You sit. I would almost call it a sit bread, or a break sitting, something like that, because you're not necessarily eating a full meal. Particularly when you're looking at doing at least 5 of these a week, that would be pretty expensive. But a coffee, something along those lines like that, that is what a break bread is. Those I have quite a bit every week. I do a lot of break breads, a lot of meetings. I probably should do less of those and more face-to-faces. I could fit in more. But either way, break bread, I'm sitting down with them. I'm quite frankly asking for business. I'm having a business conversation. The face-to-faces, I don't necessarily always get that opportunity, but I might. It's a quick conversation. A break bread, I'm definitely making the time to do so. The core of the CORE program is phone calls. Getting out there, reconnecting with people. Phone calls or detailed conversations by text. Now, CORE says phone calls. I know there are some people that dodge the phone incessantly. They are never going to talk to you. They just won't pick up the phone. That's some millennials, some older people as well. So I know that. So I'm willing to reach out and have a detailed text message conversation or a wonderful phone call. This is not attempts at phone calls and conversations. This is actual conversation. So if you made 10 calls, you did not fill your greatness tracker for the day. If you connected with 10 people and had a conversation where you're able to catch up and have that forward family, occupation, recreation, dreams conversation or check up on their real estate needs, that is a great phone call or text message conversation in their mind. I have been pretty consistent about this. You can see there's 10 people there. A lot of times what that will be is that ties into the theme days. This call is not about theme days, but remember theme days, Monday on your theme days, that is your VIPs. So if you look at this, this is a lot of VIPs here. These are people that I know well, that I expect to be giving me business. Tuesdays, that's your status calls. That's your catch-up conversations with your existing clients, people that you're already under contract with, either listings that haven't sold yet or buyers that are under contract or are actively in the process. Wednesdays are your leads day. Hot leads, cold leads, I don't care what type of leads. These are people that were on your lead tracker. Let me go and show you the lead tracker for a second. We'll talk about this more later. These are people that were on your lead tracker, but that you need to continue to connect with. Just because they're on your lead tracker doesn't mean you can just sit and wait for them to come to you. You need to go to them. Thursdays, that is past clients. That is the past client day. What a huge day. Hey, how are you? Checking up. How's the house? How's the family? That's a huge day, Thursday. Friday, that's your business building day. That's your stretch calls, those reach calls, that attorney, that estate planner, that bank trust officer, that builder, that developer, that flipper that you know could give you a chain of business, a channel of business over the long term. That's the type of person you want to talk to on a Friday. However, any and all type of calls and conversations will do. So they remind you, that could be with leads, with referral partners, past clients, current clients, anybody in your database, in that CRM, anybody, in that phone, wherever they live. Okay, events. This is when you hold an event or when you attend an event and network at it. So it's not an event, a movie with your spouse is not an event, but a movie that you go and plan for 10 people and see in a large group, that is an event. So for example, I had 2 birthday dinners last Friday and Saturday night. There they were, birthday dinner number 1, birthday dinner number 2. Now what I failed to do here was I failed to put that some of those people I actually had face-to-faces with. I quite frankly just got tired on my lead tracker, didn't do anything over the weekend, I moved on to the next week and forgot to fill it out. But some of those people that you go to these events to, if you don't have a serious sit-down conversation, they would be great to have a conversation with on the face-to-face. So let's scroll down to the next category we have here. Videos. So videos are when you are posting videos or sending videos out. How many views did they get? Now, to really have good views on a video, you have to, what? Send the video out to other people. So use a product, use your YouTube channel, use your social media, tag people, send it to people directly. That week, I didn't do any lunch with Libert type videos. I didn't do any education, but I did post 2 property videos, tagged some people in it, sent them some people. And so those videos, I received 516 hits. So that was good. Hours prospected. How many hours did you really sit at that desk and not play on current deals or talk about, talk on Facebook to strangers? It is how many hours did you truly prospect? So they track that with you. So my total was a little bit under what they wanted, but that's still some good things there. Thank you cards. Thank you cards is also birthday cards. It's personal notes, not messages online, personal, handwritten birthday cards, anniversary cards, housing anniversary cards, and thank you cards. They've got a stamp on them and they go in the U.S. mail. So this week I was pretty decent, but not great. I had 6. I should have had at least 10. 2 a day is the standard. I know people doing 4 to 5 a day. You're amazing. What we all should be striving to. Leads. That's the number of leads you got in on what? The lead tracker. The number of leads you get in on the lead tracker that day. So if you got no leads that day, no leads, 0. If you got leads in, you track how many leads you got in that day. They were looking for 10. I actually forgot to put the number there. I'll do it right now. So I got a total of 6 leads. There we go. Closings. Listings or buyers, I shouldn't say closings. These are deals that went under contract. So in other words, listings that you activated, buyers that you had a buyer broker agreement with, or of course, listings and buyers that go under physical contract. So any type of contract conversation, you can track that right here. All right? If you have any questions on the Greatness Tracker, put them in the message box now, but that is the Greatness Tracker conversation. So not too tough to think about, very tough at the beginning to make a habit of doing this every day. What I do now is when I get in the office in the morning, you saw me closing out windows before we started recording this video, but if you were already on the share my screen, you saw me closing out a couple windows. I had Gmail open, I had the Greatness Tracker and the Lead Tracker open, and I had the MLS open at one point. That is what you should have open at all times, dear. So your MLS, your Gmail, or whatever your mail system is, your calendar, your Greatness Tracker, and your Lead Tracker. Because your Greatness Tracker and the Lead Tracker need to be open on your desktop or your laptop, because otherwise if they're not open somewhere, you're not able to quickly transfer data there as you have these conversations. Close down Facebook, close down any other distractions. That 2 hours of lead generation, you will not fill up this part with the phone calls. You will not fill up this part with the phone calls. You will not get those personal notes out if you've got 20 browser windows open and can toggle between all your social media and news and gossip. You will not do that. If you sit with your Gmail open and start opening your Gmail, though, you also may have a problem. So if you're having an issue being distracted by what's in your email inbox, putting out fires, talking about current deals, then guess what? Get out of it. Close that browser down. So let's go on to the Lead Tracker. This is a very, very important tool, because this tool, if it's looking empty, you go back to the Greatness Tracker. Again, if this tool isn't filled, you go back to the Greatness Tracker. The Greatness Tracker will feed you the business that you put in the Lead Tracker. Lead Tracker is every incoming lead you get. If it's a sign call, if it's a referral, if it's anything like that, it is going to come in through your Lead Tracker. So here we go. I'm just going to go over this quickly because it's pretty self-explanatory. You put the month in, so I actually forgot that. So August, and then 2018. And then you put in the name of the person. So that's the name of the lead. It's very important to track the name of the lead. A lot of times we get leads in off Zillow and things like that, and we can't figure out what the name is. One of your first orders of business, get the full name of the lead. And then you're going to source this deal. Wow, this is so important. Or source this lead. If you don't know where your leads are coming from, you cannot adjust your business. I cannot help you coach your business if I don't know what you're doing. Again, Greatness Tracker to prospect and Lead Tracker to actually track the leads. Where is this prospecting working and where does it need help? So the codes for this, I'm actually going to type these out for you off to the side so you understand them. The codes for this, PCR, Past Client Referral. PCR, Past Client Referral. That is a former client that just gave you a referral of a new client. How do we get past client referrals? Guess what? Go back to the Greatness Tracker. You contact your past clients. You give them little things, items of value, personal notes. You call them. You send them some love. They send you some love. Past client referrals. PC, past client. So if a past client's sending you business of other people, they darn well better be sending you their own business too. Past client. Past client, that should be an easy source of business. They liked you. Most real estate agents, when we do surveys of the National Association of Realtors, they get good reviews from their past clients. But guess what? Then the past client never hears from them. Less and less are they likely to refer you or even give you their own business if you're not contacting your past clients. PF, personal friend. That's your sphere. Personal friend. That's your sphere. Realtor. That is a realtor that referred you business. If you are not getting referrals from other realtors in other parts of the country, my guess is you're not networking with enough realtors. So I network with realtors from the suburbs that don't drive into the city. I network with realtors from all over the country, both at Exit and everywhere else. I network, I build relationships so that then that realtor knows to talk to me if they have a need in Chicago and vice versa. Realtor referrals. So I'm just going to type that in so we know that. So again, I'm going to give you this little key off to the side. Write these down so you don't forget them. Ad. So this is sign calls. This is ads. This is strangers on social media. that responded to a post, if you're doing boosts, sign calls, ads, strangers on social media, anything like that. That also would be, by the way, Zillow and Realtor.com and other ads. So in other words, Zillow, Realtor.com, other paid ads, okay? And again, if you've got any questions on this, you just go ahead and you text them in the box, or you can always see me after this. Business. Business is your vendors, so your attorneys, lenders, other business owners who are giving you business. How do you get your lenders and vendors to work with you? You give them business. You nurture their business. You promote their business. We are going to help each other build each other's businesses. So that business, those are key people to help you out. Okay? Next one, builders. So this is your flippers, your home developers, people like that. That's a tough business to get into, but that is literally builders. That is a very advanced level part of the business, but that's somebody that if you start making relationships with people that sell in bulk or sell multiple properties, builders, investors, people like that, that is the place you would track them. CCR, huge, so underutilized, so talk about current client referrals. When are people most engaged with you? When you first start working with them. When are people most engaged with you? When their home is on the market, or if they're a buyer, when they're in the buying process. So when you are working with active buyers, driving them around, it is probably not natural for you right now to have that conversation. Hey, I know you're enjoying the process. I'm loving working with you. Do you know of anybody else that's looking right now? Because here's what we know. When people are buying, that's when they're talking to their coworkers, their family, and their friends saying, oh my gosh, this process is so stressful, or it's so great, or wow, my home's on the market. Guess what? That's when those friends, coworkers, neighbors know the most and are talking the most to your current clients about real estate. So past clients, yes, they should be thinking of you, and it's a more natural conversation. Say, hey, what's going on? Just thinking about you. You know of anybody right now? But what's maybe a little bit less, but a much more likely to get business. Hey, I know you're talking with people right now. You're excited about the process. If you know of anybody, you have that conversation while they're in the car with you and they like you the most. Later on, if the roof leaks after they close or something else goes wrong with the property, maybe the process gets a little bit less exciting for them. They're a little bit less happy about the whole thing. They are delighted when they're in that car. They're so excited when they go under contract. Talk to them then. So what you do is, again, you give a source code, because if you're using the spreadsheet I sent you, guess what? Look at this. Down at the bottom, they're tracking that. Down at the bottom, they're tracking that. So you and I can start making some good decisions on your business. I can help you. But you need to start coding that and then giving a little bit more detail. Who referred them? What's the address? Et cetera, et cetera. Result of call. This is you tracking what you're actually getting as feedback when you start to call and contact these leads back, okay? So phone number or email. Now once I've got their phone number and email programmed in. So for example, this first guy, he's a past client of mine. So I already have his information. I did not repeat his information there. Whereas down below with some newer leads, I did put their information. I want to track their information until I get them in my phone. Once I get them in my phone and my CRM, then this becomes more of a status. Number of calls is the number of times you tried them. Most of the time I'm able to get in 1 or 2 tries. Sometimes it could be 5 tries. It could be the standard 7. The point of trying, you're tracking the number of calls, texts, everything you're doing to try to get a hold of them. You track this here. If you've called them 7 times, they haven't returned your call, the lead is probably dead. If you have only called them once, like the vast majority of these leads here look like for me, if you've only called them once, that is not a dead lead. That's you being lazy on conversion. We're going to have some wonderful conversation about conversion here. Stay tuned to the calendar. Conversion is the name of the game, and it doesn't happen in 1 call. So don't let my lead tracker fool you that 1 call is acceptable. It's not. It's not. My conversion rate is not where it should be yet, and we'll talk about that in the future as far as how do we track lead tracker to pay to closings. We use what's called the pay log, but that's a different conversation than this today. So the greatness tracker and the lead tracker, they work hand in hand. And let me show you at the bottom here what we're doing. We're trying to track over all the information. So I will set with you some goals. It should be, across this, how many leads do you want? I want, 50 leads. Now, last month, I went way short of that because I was distracted. I didn't get my greatness trackers done. And quite frankly, I also did not track all my leads. So that was boo on me. But your goals, this G here, that's for goals. So maybe you've got 5 and 5 and 5 and 10 of personal friends. You've got a lot of friends, or you get realtor referrals, whatever those numbers are. And I've got my actual numbers that Core's given me. My leads are supposed to be 50 a month. But then we know conversion rate. On average, your goal should be to convert 20 of these leads. On average, your goal should be to convert 20 of these leads. So we're going to sit here and know that 20 of these leads should be converted into contracts, okay? So the goal here is to really get aggressive with getting contracts. Your total written transactions. So we're tracking, there was our goals, G. The G is for goals. L is for the number of leads you actually got. So you can see that the codes down here. L is for the leads you actually got. So I got, over the course of the month, or at least when I recorded, one current client gave me a lead, one past client gave me a lead, one referred me a lead, PCR. PC, one past client became, actually 5 past clients became leads. So I've been really working on my past clients. There's the proof. 4 of my PS, personal friends, my sphere, gave me leads, or were leads. Realtor, 4 realtor leads. I had 4 realtors give me referrals last month. That was a good month for realtors, for me getting leads from realtors. Ads, I had 1 ad call. I think it was a call off one of my signs. Business, I had 1 lender give me a deal. Actually, I think it was a bank trust officer that gave me a deal last month. And builder, no builders. I don't really have a lot of relationships with builders. I have 1 relationship with a flipper that's pretty good. He is in between projects right now. T, what's T? Number of transactions. So actual number of transactions that happen, that is the number of written deals or new buyer contracts or new listing contracts. So it doesn't have to be closings. That is actually written transactions. That's deals you wrote up, sales pending, listings that became active. So I had 7 total. Here's the breakdown of where these written transactions came from. So 6 total. And again, actually, I ended up having 7. We just didn't track the last one. So 5 and 2, 5 listings and 2 buyers came up. And so that actually became 7 total transactions. So my conversion rate just went up. So my closing percentage there, 7 of those went under written deals, 17 total leads, 41%. So I'm well ahead of my 20%, but I'm below my 50 total leads. I only had 17 leads for the month. So hope that helps you as well. That is your way to fill out the lead tracker. But wait, there's more. There's one more thing I'm going to show you. When I do the lead tracker, I do at the end of the month go back and review. It is key weekly to do your greatness tracker and print it out. So you do want to see it. And then lead tracker at the end of the month, I print it out and I circle the leads that are hot. So if you see this right here, that asterisk, you can either asterisk if you've talked to the people, you physically, met them, seen them in person, or you can circle it if you know that is a hot lead. So if that is somebody that's really, you feel like something's going to happen. So for example, this guy, guess what? I just ordered pictures because yes, he was selling a property. He now is listing that property. So that became a hot lead. I'm going to circle that. And then I can also put an asterisk here because an asterisk means I've met with them. An asterisk means I physically met with them. I made facial contact in person. I have been with them. And I have gotten somewhere with them. Okay? So that's what you do in addition to kind of track a little bit further than just saying, hey, I talked to them. You could also, by the way, now this is not a core thing, but this is, some people in core do this. Number of calls, they track it, but they also can put next to that. So 2 calls and then maybe 819. So in other words, they made 2 calls. The last call they made, they track it by date. I think that's a great way to do this. So let's see if there's any questions from you guys. Anything we need to review. We went exactly a half hour, which was great. That was my plan here. But I'm happy to answer any questions if you've got them now. If you do not have questions now, you can very quickly schedule a meeting with me. If you are actively an agent with us, which I'm assuming all of you guys are, I'll show you right where to schedule with me so you can sit down with me one-on-one and go and fill these out in advance, and we can analyze them together. You go on my website, which, by the way, is the same website you have. I've just got a couple extra cool little links here, and one of those is Schedule Time with Nick. And you go in, you can schedule, of course, an agent coaching session or even a quick phone or web question if you're an agent with us. If you're not an agent with us yet, hopefully you'll join us soon. Any other questions, let me know. I am going to go ahead and end our webinar for the moment. I look forward to talking with you guys soon. Remember, Greatness Tracker, Lead Tracker, open these up when you open your laptop or desktop up, and you have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.